Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my predictions for Manchester United's game against Liverpool at Anfield. It is tomorrow, so I'm going to go for a Liverpool win, and the score I'm going to go for 3-1. The goal scorers for Liverpool, I'm going to go with Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane and Luis Diaz. Manchester United's goal scorer, I'm going to go with Cristiano Ronaldo. So that is your predictions. Don't forget, this game got rearranged. Manchester United were supposed to be playing Liverpool at Anfield. Was it last month? But it got postponed because Liverpool were playing in the FA Cup. Liverpool have a very good squad. They've got Diego Jota. He's been superb for Liverpool. Liverpool got Diego Jota from Wolves. Luis Diaz. He's been very good for Liverpool. Liverpool got Luis Diaz from Porto back in January. Mohamed Salah, he's the best player in the world at this present time. Mohamed Salah will be signing a long-term contract with Liverpool. Earlier on this season though, he said contract talks had stalled between the club and the player. Liverpool got Mohamed Salah from Roma. Sadio Mane, he's also very good. Liverpool got Sadio Mane from Southampton. Roberto Firmino, he's very good. Liverpool have the best attack in the Premier League. They probably have one of the best attacks in world football at the moment. Liverpool still have Divock Origi. He's a backup. I think there's a very good chance that Liverpool will sell him this summer. I think they've tried to sell him before. Liverpool have Takumi Minamino. Don't forget last season he was out on loan with Southampton. Liverpool do have a lot of midfielders in their team. They've got Jordan Henderson, he's Liverpool's captain. Liverpool got him from Sunderland. Liverpool still have James Milner. Do you think Milner will leave Liverpool at the end of this season? Milner is ageing up. When he does leave Liverpool though, do you think he'll retire or do you think he'll go back to another club before he retires? Don't forget Milner did sign a long-term contract with Liverpool. Was it until 2026? Naby Keita, Liverpool still have him. He's not one of Liverpool's first choice midfielders. Liverpool got Naby Keita from RB Leipzig. I think Liverpool could try to sell him this summer or next year, if not this summer. Oxlade-Chamberlain, he's done well for Liverpool. He is injury prone though. He has endured bad injuries at Liverpool. Chamberlain was good when he was at Arsenal, and he was good when he was at Southampton. Liverpool did get Chamberlain from Arsenal quite a few years ago now. Thiago, he's done alright for Liverpool. You know, he's had his good games, he's had his bad games. Liverpool got him from Bayern Munich. Fabinho, he's predominantly a centre defensive midfielder, but he can be deployed as a centre half. You know, Fabinho has obviously played as centre half, you know, when obviously Liverpool have had quite a few centre halves out with injury. Liverpool got Fabinho from Monaco. They've got Curtis Jones, you know, young player, born and bred in Liverpool. Harvey Elliott, he's a young player. Don't forget earlier on this season, Harvey Elliott was out with injury. It was a bad injury as well. He picked up the injury in Liverpool's 3-0 win against Leeds at Ellen Road earlier on this season. So there you go, they do have a lot of midfielders. Liverpool have got a very good right back in Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's been part of Liverpool for a long time. He risen up their academy. They've got a player called Reece Williams, he's young. They have a very good left back in Andrew Robertson. He's Liverpool's first choice left back. Liverpool got Robertson from Hull. Liverpool's backup left back is Tsimkas. They've got quite a few centre-halves in their team. You know, Liverpool have the best centre-half in the world in Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk is the second most expensive centre-half in the world. You know, Liverpool paid £75 million for him. Liverpool got Van Dijk from Southampton, and before, Van Dijk played for Celtic. Last season, Van Dijk was out with a bad injury. Liverpool were missing him last season. Don't forget, it was Jordan Pickford that injured him. Liverpool still have Joel Matip. He's a centre-half. Do you think Liverpool will sell him this summer? They've got Joe Gomez. And they have Kanate. He's not one of Liverpool's first choice centre-halves. So there you go. And I think Liverpool are getting Fabio Carvalho from Fulham. I read something about that not so long ago. Liverpool's first choice goalkeeper is Alisson Becker. Probably got to say he's the best goalkeeper in the world at the moment. Liverpool have another goalkeeper called Adrian. They've also got Kelleher. They've got a couple of other goalkeepers as well. Let me put into the equation that Liverpool have lost players. You know, they let Nathaniel Phillips go. Was it out on loan? They let Wijnaldum go. He went to PSG from Liverpool. They let Shaqiri go, was it last year? Brewster left them. They let Danny Ings go. Sterling left Liverpool quite a few years ago. Obviously Sterling's at City. Liverpool let players like Nathaniel Klein go. They let Dejan Lovren go. They let Adam Lallana go. Around, was it 3 or 4 years ago, they let Philippe Coutinho go. Philippe Coutinho went to Barcelona from Liverpool. Liverpool did get around £142 million for Coutinho, but out of that money, Liverpool went and got Virgil van Dijk and Alisson. Liverpool have a very good manager in Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp has won 5 trophies as Liverpool manager so far. He's won the Carabao Cup. Liverpool won that this season. They beat Chelsea in the final on penalties. He's won the Premier League, the Super Cup, the FIFA Club World Cup, and he's won the Champions League. Liverpool have won 6 Champions Leagues. They've won the most Champions Leagues out of the English clubs. Klopp has been a Liverpool manager for over 6 years. Klopp got appointed in as a Liverpool manager back in 2015. He's under contract with Liverpool until 2024. I can assure he will see out his contract. And then when he leaves Liverpool, I reckon he'll go back to Germany. Before Liverpool, Klopp managed Borussia Dortmund. He won a few trophies with them, and before Dortmund, he managed Mainz 05. Before Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool had Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers did enjoy one good season with Liverpool, and before, they had Kenny Dalglish. I don't think he was that much of a good manager, but I thought he was a good player. One point they had Roy Hodgson. Roy Hodgson is probably one of the worst managers that Liverpool have ever had. A lot of years ago, Liverpool had Rafa Benitez. They were good under him. They won the Champions League and that under him. A lot of years ago, they had Gerard Houllier. And years ago, they had Bob Paisley and Bill Shankly. So there you go. And this season, Liverpool could win the quadruple. If Liverpool win the quadruple, they'll be the first ever team to do it. It's never been done before. Liverpool have already won the Carabao Cup this season, like I've mentioned. They could win the Premier League. They're in the FA Cup final. They're going to be playing Chelsea. And they're in the semi-finals of the Champions League. They're going to win at least 2 trophies this season. Liverpool are coming into this game on the back of a 3-2 win against Man City in the FA Cup semi-final. The last time Man United won at Anfield was back in 2016. It was 1-0. The goal came from Wayne Rooney. Man United have not beaten Liverpool in the Premier League since 2018. Manchester United are coming into this game on the back of a 3-2 win against Norwich. Man United struggled against Norwich. Went 2-0 up, and obviously Norwich came from 2 goals down. Cristiano Ronaldo scored a hat-trick against Norwich. It was his 60th hat-trick in his career, and it was his 2nd hat-trick in 3 league games. Obviously, Norwich City's goals came from Kieran Dowell and Timu Puke. By the way, Varane could be fit for this game against Liverpool. Ralph Rangnick has confirmed that. We've got Luke Shaw injured at the moment. He could be out for the season, Luke Shaw. Cavani, he's still injured. McTominay's injured. And Fred is still out with injury. The game at Anfield last season between Liverpool and Manchester United was 0-0. Liverpool thrashed Man United at Old Trafford earlier on this season 5-0. In that game Liverpool were 4-0 up at half time. Salah got a hat-trick in that game. It was Liverpool's biggest ever win at Old Trafford. Last season Liverpool won at Old Trafford as well, 4-2. And Man United beat Liverpool in the FA Cup last season 3-2. Manchester United and Liverpool is the biggest game in English football. Man United and Liverpool are the two most successful clubs in England historically. Manchester United have won 20 titles, Liverpool have won 19, Liverpool have won 18 Old First Divisions and they've won one Premier League title. After Liverpool, Manchester United play Arsenal. That's going to be another difficult game. Man United could still finish in the top 4 this season. Rangnick did say after the 1-0 defeat to Everton the other week that it will be difficult for us to finish in the top 4, but earlier on this season Rangnick said his aim for this season is for Man United to finish in the top 4. Rangnick, of course, will be reuniting with Klopp tomorrow night. Rangnick knows him well. Rangnick was the one that taught Jurgen Klopp. Rangnick has been Manchester United's interim manager for over 3 months. He's Man United's interim manager until the end of the season, then he's expected to take up a consultancy role for a further 2 years. He said if Rangnick begins a consultancy role, he will only work 6 days a month. Earlier on this season, he said that the Austrian FA had denied making an approach for Ralf Rangnick. But prior to that, he said the Austrian FA wanted Rangnick as the new manager, and apparently he said Peter Shottle flew to Manchester and held talks with Rangnick. Before Man United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Rangnick has enjoyed one transfer window as Man United's interim manager, and unfortunately didn't get backed in the January transfer window this year. Erik ten Hag will be Manchester United's new permanent manager this summer. He will be Man United's 5th permanent manager since Sir Alex Ferguson. Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson, even though Man United are not really known as a sacking football club. We sacked David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Mourinho, and last year Man United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The Glazers, we've got to get them out of the football club because they've been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. The Glazers have owned Man United for around 17 years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. Don't forget, prior to the Norwich game, Man United fans protested against the Glazers. It was a small and peaceful protest. Well, don't forget, towards the end of last season, Man United fans protested against the Glazers because the Glazers at that point were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. Manchester United have not won a trophy for 5 years. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Man United have only won 4 trophies in the last 10 years. You know, the last time Man United won the Premier League was back in 2013. Man United have spent a lot of money in the last 10 years or so. We've spent over 1.3 billion. And since Ferguson retired, we've brought over 40 odd players in. You know, Moyes brought around 2 players in. Van Gaal brought around, 15, 16 players in. Mourinho brought around 11 players in. And when Solskjaer was United manager, he brought around 14 players in. So there you go. And we've still got 2 players here from the Ferguson era, and that's Phil Jones and David De Gea. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. On my next video, I'll be giving you some more news on Eric Ten Hag. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.